Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon. So I am Dinesh Kumar R and I am continuing with the class on geography. We were dealing with some of the important areas since last few weeks. I hope you guys remember. We were dealing with some of the physical geography portions here in these classes. Okay, so what are the topics we were continuing here with respect to geography? We were dealing with physical geography portions. We were dealing with the physical geography portions, right? Now under physical geography, we were taking the portions related to landforms. We were taking the portions related to landforms, which is basically covered under a very important topic known as geomorphology. Now if you have understood what is geomorphology, we have clearly explained it already that geomorphology is the study of landforms and landforming processes, which could be understood under two subdivisions, which is referred as endogenetic forces, endogenetic or simply endogenic forces, and the exogenic forces, exogenic forces. So yes, this was a small introduction. What is it? I was just beginning with the topic that what we are doing in this series of classes. In this series of classes, we were dealing with the physical geography. Under physical geography, we are dealing with the land portion, which is covered under the topic referred as geomorphology. Geomorphology is the study of landform and the landforming processes, right? And we were dealing with the first half of geomorphology, that is endogenetic forces or simply endogenic forces, which means the forces which are active from inside and affecting the landmass formations. So we are dealing with these topics. Under that, at present we are discussing plate tectonics. Under plate tectonics, we are going to discuss convergent boundary interaction at present. Convergence at present, because if you have watched my previous lectures, we have already covered the other two interactions. I hope you guys remember. The first one we discussed was divergence boundary interaction, divergence. The second interaction we already covered is transform boundary interactions, transform boundary interactions, and today we are going with the third one. So let me show you what are the things we have already covered. Then let us begin with the topic here. In between, if you guys any doubt regarding these classes, you can ask me in the comment section. I will reply it. Okay, sure. Then let us begin the class here. So those who are first timers attending class with me, I am Dinesh Kumar R and I am a plus educator on Unacademy platform. So if you are liking my classes, you can follow me on the Unacademy profile for my lectures, wherein I have created number of complete courses on physical geography on the plus platform, as well as complete course on Indian geography on the plus platform. Apart from that, there are more than 200 free special classes I have already created, which are freely accessible to all of you guys. To access all these free lectures, you can use my referral code DineshRT10 on the Unacademy platform, DineshRT10. So if you can apply this referral code, all the free classes that I have taken, which is I can say 1 hour each live classes, you will be getting access to those by using this unlock code. So let's move forward with the classes. Before that, let me just have a small discussion regarding some new batch announced by Unacademy, that starting from 12th of February, we are coming up with some new batches which is dedicated for 2022. That is those who are writing the exam for the next year. It is a complete year batch coming for you guys, and those who are still in the college and expected to write in 2023, for them also there is new batch going to come up, and these batches are starting from 12th of February, and you can see the 1 year batch course which is starting from 12th will be available on both the languages. This is bilingual, that is English plus Hindi, and this one is exclusively in the English batch. Similarly, for 2 year batch also there is classes on bilingual language and exclusively in English language. Apart from that, to strengthen the basics of the aspirants, Unacademy we are doing at some NCERT basic classes. And you can see under the NCERT English batches, I am also part of these batches. So if you like the classes, you can join the plus platform to get access to all these plus batches that is recently going to launch from, you can see, 12th of February. Apart from that, with respect to fees, I hope for the Plus platform we have a separate fees, for optional we have a separate fees, for GS we have a separate fees. But now if you want to subscribe it together, Unacademy has come up with a combo offer where you can get some discounts if you subscribe it together. Apart from that, for all the subscriptions, while you just sign out for your payment, before that you have a column here, a referral code. So under the referral code, if you can use my referral code DineshRT10, you will be available to a discount of 10% apart from whatever fees you are paying here. Right, so this 10% for this 10% discount, you can use the referral code DineshRT10. You can even share this referral code with your friends if any of you are going to subscribe for the Unacademy Plus courses. I hope the instructions are very clear. One more last announcement. It is a free initiative by Unacademy. It's just like a prelims model test part. 60 questions you have to solve in 45 minutes. It is bi-monthly. You can see 14th and 28th. It is freely available on the Unacademy platform, Unacademy Combat. So I will suggest that you guys can consider it as a practice. Take part of it, and if you come as a topper, there are amazing prizes waiting for you guys. So yes, don't forget to get enrolled to this free initiatives by Unacademy. So yes, let's crack it together. That is all about some of the important announcement. Let us move into the class. Now, as I am repeating again, this is a class, this is a series of class that we have started in the last month, and we are dealing with the physical geography. Under physical geography, I am dealing with the topic associated with the geomorphology, that is study of landforms and the landforming processes. I have explained all these things, and we have already discussed that the study of landforms can be done under two subheadings. One is endogenic or the endogenetic forces, that means the internal forces like earthquake, volcanism, plate tectonics, all of them. And the exogenic means the external forces which are responsible for the modification of landforms like rivers, wind, weathering, mass movement like landslides. All of them are part of the exogenetic forces. So let us try to understand the first portion very well, then we will go into the exogenic portions. And under the topic exogenic forces, in the previous classes I have already covered continental drift theory. I have already covered convectional current theory. Actually, this is the theory which helped us in understanding the interior of the earth and the convectional cell, which is responsible for the breaking of the continents, or I can say plates to be more precise when I talk about plate tectonics. So yes, these were the topics we are covered. So those who are attending the classes for the first time, I will suggest you to cover the previous classes also before this, so that your understanding should go better. We have also discussed about geomagnetism and its application, which is paleomagnetism, in the last classes. We have also covered something referred as seafloor mapping. Eventually, we have understood how the seafloor is spreading. Thus, we have concluded something referred as seafloor spreading theory. With example, we have taken the floor of Atlantic Ocean. I have just shown you that if we pump out the water from the Atlantic Ocean, it will look something like this. This is a ridge along which the Atlantic Ocean is expanding. So these are the topics we have covered in the last classes. Okay, so I'm just taking it so that you get a just flow of the continuation part. So those who have missed the previous classes, it's better you guys can attend those also to get more clarity. We have also talked about the mapping of earthquake and volcanism. That means the geomorphologists, what they are doing, they are trying to map the earth for the area where you are experiencing continuous earthquake and volcanism, and they have found these are the areas. And how it helps the geomorphologist? It helps the geomorphologist in understanding the plate boundaries. It helps the geomorphologist in understanding the plate boundaries. So hence the geomorphologist concluded that the areas where you have frequent earthquakes and volcanisms, those are plate boundaries. Thus we entered into the plate tectonics, and we have discussed that there are 7 major plates. How they have included the plate boundaries? By understanding. What are these boundaries? These boundaries they have understood by understanding the profile of earthquake and volcanism on the map of the world. And then they have concluded that we have 7 major plates on the map of the world, which include North American plate, South American plate, African plate, Eurasian plate. This was a single plate actually. India, Australian plate, Pacific plate, and the Antarctic plate. Apart from that, we have also seen there are a number of minor plates like Scotia, Nazca plate, I can say Cocos plate, Caribbean plate, Juan de Fuca, Arabian plate, Philippines plate, Sunda plate, Fiji plate. There are a number of minor plates. Okay, so it is roughly written here. I can see here. So there are 7 major plates and I can say 13 minor plates present on the map of the world according to plate tectonics. Now what did we say is, we said these plates are something, I can say, solid platform or solid landmass, solid surface which is floating above the semi-molten asthenosphere. So what did we say? When these plates were floating above the asthenosphere, they tend to interact among each other. What are the interactions? When they float, they can have 3 types of interactions. One is divergence. What was divergence? Do you remember? We talked about it yesterday. That is, in the last class, we clearly understood that whenever 2 plates are moving away from each other, that is referred as divergence. And we have discussed this also in the last class, that whenever 2 plates are sliding past to each other, that is referred as transform boundary interaction. And today we are going to start with the most important interaction, I will say, that is convergence. So let me just show you very fast about divergence and transform that we have completed. Do you remember we talked about divergence? If I get divergence over the land or continent, we get rift valleys, we get block mountains, right? Eventually these areas can be converted into lakes, and we have taken the example of Africa in this case. We have taken the example of Africa in this case. With the atlas, we have concluded that in the last class. And I also mentioned that if the landmass cracks, the lava from inside will come out, and you can get volcanic eruptions also. Even you can get earthquakes because the plate is cracking here. So these are the things we have talked about. Divergence if you experience over the continent. So this is, I'm talking about the last classes portion. Okay, so those who are free, those who are new here, please remember I'm just taking you through the last class now. I have not started yet with the today's portion. Regarding the divergence boundary, if it takes place inside the ocean, I clearly explained how are we going to get the mid-oceanic ridge. We have explained how are we getting oceanic ridges. Then finally we have understood because of divergence a landmass is cracking. You are getting rift valley initially, you are getting block mountains here. After that this will become a nascent sea. Do you remember we have taken the example of present day Red Sea in this case. We have taken the case of Africa in this case, and finally we said the ocean landform will crack and lava will start outpouring, and this landform is referred as oceanic ridge, and this we have talked about very clearly with respect to the Atlantic Ocean. All these things we have with examples covered in the last class regarding divergence. And we have understood one more thing, that on the present day interactions, you can see this map, these are red lines on the map, they are showing divergence. And can you very clearly see all the red lines you can see majorly inside the oceans? Can you see that very clearly? So give me a second, let me just highlight it for you guys. Can you see? These are the red lines I'm talking about. So these are the lines where I am experiencing divergence, and in the present day world most of these divergences, they are taking place inside the ocean. Can you see Red Sea? It is the second stage. So we have discussed all these interactions. Apart from that, we have also discussed something referred as transform boundary interaction in the last class. What was that? Do you remember? We talked about how the land masses slide, and we have taken one very prominent example, that how North American plate and the Pacific plate is sliding a bit in this region. As a result of that, you are getting a very strong or important landform here, which is referred as San Andreas Fault in the California region of North America. Yes, Kshitij, why magma does not come out from interior of the earth? See Kshitij, magma definitely will come out. When does magma come out? Please always remember or compare your earth or our earth for that matter with respect to the, I can say, egg. How you will conclude? You can, when you visit my previous lecture, you will study that I have taught about an area which is referred as convectional current theory. Okay. Now what happens, Kshitij? My Earth's interior, it has this convective movement of magma. So this one you can clearly see the magma is rotating like this. This is convectional movement. So whenever the convectional movement of magma starts, whenever they moves in opposite direction, the landmass, that is plate floating above, will move apart. This plate is moving in this direction and this plate is moving along this direction. And if they move in opposite direction, it results into crack of the landmass. And wherever the landmass cracks, it's just like the egg. If egg shell cracks, what happens? The plasma from inside will come out. Definitely if it cracks, the magma from inside comes out. So whenever I talk about the earth, so please remember, when I talk about plate tectonics, wherever we have cracks, the magma will come out and you will experience volcanic eruptions. That means I'm saying indirectly that all these are the areas where I have continuous volcanic eruptions. So all these areas, okay, all these areas we have continuous volcanic eruptions. So we have volcanic eruptions here. Okay, Kshitish, is that clear, your doubt? So I am moving further from here. If you remember, I was talking about transform boundary interaction. So we have discussed how two land masses are sliding past. So when they slide past, we have talked about a very important landform. The example we have taken is San Andreas Fault, which you generally get in the California region of North America, somewhere here. Can you see here? Two plates. This is Pacific plate and this one is North American plate. These two plates are a bit sliding in this area. Can you see? It is sliding. As a result of that, you get this landform, and this is a landform which is referred as transform boundary interactions. So this much area I have covered in the last class. Today I am going to deal with the third interaction. So I am starting with it now. Those who are new now, you can follow the class from here. After the class, if you are liking it, you can follow the previous classes in the recorded section. Okay, so now I am going to deal with this interaction, convergence. So what is convergence? Two land masses are going to collide with each other. First, let me show them in the map, then I will talk about this further. Can you see this map very clearly? I have taken this map directly from our Oxford Student Atlas map. Okay, it is taken from the Oxford Student Atlas. If you can see, we have talked about these red lines which were divergences. Apart from that, can you see these black lines? This one, I hope the laser is very much clear, right? Can you see these black lines? So these black lines are the lines which show convergence on this map of the world. These are the black lines which are showing the convergence. Convergence means it is the area where two land masses, they are colliding with each other. Okay, two land masses are converging with each other. So this is my interaction. Can you see here? This is convergence. This is convergence. Can you see here? This entire area is convergence. Can you see? This entire area is convergence. So why did I say convergence is a most important interaction for us? The simple reason is, at present, most of the convergence is associated with the continents. Can you see? At the margins of the continent, I am experiencing convergence. While the divergence and transform boundary we have already discussed, most of them are present inside the ocean. So they are not that much directly relevant with respect to us. We are not experiencing them directly. They are definitely important, but we are not directly experiencing them. What we are experiencing on the continents are convergence at present. So let us try to understand convergence in great details. So whenever I talk about convergence, there can be three types of convergence. One is ocean convergence, second is ocean continent convergence, and third is continent convergence. I repeat, ocean convergence, ocean continent convergence, and continent convergence. What does this mean? See, we are studying something referred as plate tectonics, right? We are studying plate tectonics, and we have already discussed that whenever I am talking about plate tectonics, do you remember we are talking about the plate boundary interactions? What are these boundary interactions? Some area I am experiencing divergence, some area I am experiencing convergence, some area I am experiencing transform. That means I am talking about the plate boundary. So please remember, when I talk about ocean continent, and continent convergence, I strongly mean by that is I am talking about the nature of boundary of the plate. For example, can you see this black line? This black line, I said this black line is a convergence. Okay, leave it. It's a little bit complicated here. Let's talk about here. Can you see this black line? This is a convergence line, right? This black line I said that it is convergence. Now can you see on this side of this black line, this is my South American plate. That is, the margin of this black line at one side is South American plate, and the margin on this side is Nazca plate. Now can you see majority of, or I can say entire Nazca plate is ocean. And can you see South American plate? South American plate has continent as well as some portion of South American plate is ocean also. But what is my concern when I am dealing with plate tectonics? I will be dealing only with the boundaries. Can you see this is boundary? At the boundary, what is the nature of South American plate? It is continent. So I will consider it as a continental plate. Right. So what is this interaction? This is continent ocean or ocean continent convergence. Similarly, can you see here, this is ocean, this is continent convergence. Can you see these areas, ocean continent convergence? Can you see this area above India? And can I say it is a very good example of continent and continent, both the side it is land. You can see when I talk about India Australia plate, there is huge amount is ocean, but still at the boundary it is my continent. So I will be considering it as continental interaction. This is my continent convergence. Now come to this point. Can you see this is the black line? Now on this side of black line I have Pacific plate. Here I have a small plate, Philippines plate. On this side I have something known as Eurasian plate. Now if you can see this plate, Eurasian plate carefully, can you see majority of Eurasian plate is land, right? But what did I say? I will be concerned only with the boundary nature. So can you see at the boundary the Eurasian plate is ocean. So I will consider it as ocean convergence. So this is ocean convergence. So what did I show you in the map? I was showing you where do you experience ocean continent convergence. Can you see ocean continent convergence? Can you see ocean continent convergence? Can you see ocean continent convergence? Can you see these areas complicated? There also you have ocean continent convergence. This area we talked about continent convergence. This area we talked about ocean convergence. Let us move further and talk about these interactions in details. So yes, I have three types of convergence: ocean continent and the continent convergence. Now please remember this statement very importantly. Whenever oceanic plate is in convergence, it gives result to subduction zone. Now what do you mean by subduction zone? Let me just draw the figure for you here to show what is subduction zone. For example, two land masses are flowing out. Two plates are colliding with each other. Okay, this is one plate, this is another plate. These two land masses are going to collide. These two plates are going to collide with each other. Now what did I say? Whenever oceanic plate is in convergence, it gives result to subduction zone. So where do I have oceanic plate? Can you see here ocean convergence? I have oceanic plate. Here ocean continent convergence. So can I say yes, here also I have oceanic plate? So these two cases, that is, it can be ocean convergence, or it can be, I can say, ocean continent convergence. In both these cases I will be getting what is referred as subduction zone. What do you mean by subduction zone? Subduction means one landmass will move beneath this, that is referred as subduction. That is, I am talking about one of the plate will subduct beneath the another. Why do you subduct? The only reason is one of the plate is heavier plate, I can say, as they are denser, they will have a tendency to subduct. And basically we have seen wherever there is oceanic plate, there is density difference. Definitely we talk about oceanic plate. Oceanic plate has made up of relatively more amount of iron content. Okay, that is why their density is quite higher. When their density is higher, they become heavy and they will subduct. So please remember, whenever we discuss two cases, that is ocean convergence, there will be subduction. Now you can ask, why two ocean, both are heavy, why can one ocean, how can one ocean will subduct? It is also possible because generally we have noticed that older oceanic plates are slightly more denser than the younger oceanic plate. So please remember, whenever there is oceanic plate, there is density difference and there is subduction. So what is subduction? The plates are colliding and the heavier plate subducts beneath the another plate. Where do you get this subduction? In first two cases, ocean and ocean continent convergence. You don't get this subduction in the continent convergence because both are very light plates. They have very high amount of silica with them. Iron content is quite low here. So these are lighter plates, they won't be subducting. So let us see what happens to them. First I am taking you to ocean convergence. Can you see this figure? This is a oceanic plate here. This is another oceanic plate here. These two oceanic plates are colliding against each other and the heavier oceanic plate is subducting. And can you see this subduction is taking place inside the ocean? Let me draw it for you. Okay, let me draw it for you here. The situation is something like this. Just imagine. Okay, let me change the color so that you can see it very clearly. See, suppose this is one plate. Okay, this is a heavier plate which is subducting. This is another plate. which is, I can say, a lighter plate which is not subducting now. Now, whenever I am talking about ocean convergence, can I say this interaction is taking place inside the ocean? That means here I have the oceanic water. So this interaction is going on inside the ocean, right? And can you see, I am saying that this is a subduction zone, and I am saying that this is the depth of the ocean. This is the depth of the ocean. Can you see at this area the depth is more because subduction is taking place? So can I say the ocean is deeper here? So this area where the ocean is deeper is actually referred as trench. That is referred as trench. So can you see, wherever there is subduction zone, we get trenches. See, along the subduction, the deeper portion is referred as trench. Apart from that, can you see another very important point, like, see, the plate that is subducting inside, it is moving into the mantle area, it is moving into the asthenosphere area, and we know that the temperature inside the asthenosphere is very high, so it will start melting here, it will start melting here. And can I say the molten materials will keep on rising upwards because continuous melting will increase the pressure inside, and the molten materials will increase the pressure from inside, and they will start coming upwards and they will start erupting above. And whenever they keep on erupting, gradually I can say their height will increase. Finally, when they reach above water, can I say they will be referred as islands now? They are reaching above water, they will be referred as islands. And please remember, as plates as an extensive section of landmass, you will get series of landmass. See, this is island, this is island, this is island. So everywhere on this line you are getting series of volcanic eruptions resulting into volcanic island arcs. So actually I have done with my interaction. What is my interaction? Ocean convergence. What are the things I am getting? I am getting subduction of a heavy plate beneath the lighter plate. As the result, what do I get? Can you see this depression, which is referred as trench? Can you see another thing? The plate which is subducting is getting melted, and the volcanoes and the lavas are rising. When the lavas it reach above water, they results into volcanic eruptions, and when they reach above water, they become volcanic island arcs. So wherever I have ocean convergence, can I say I get series of islands? Apart from that, I get volcanic eruptions. Again, can I say it is convergence? Two plates are pushing against each other. One plate is moving beneath. So can I say there will be huge amount of friction here? And because of friction, can I say these two plates will get locked against each other? And whenever they get locked, again they apply pressure. Can I say suddenly it can get released, and that can result into a sort of very strong jerk. And can I say these jerks can be my earthquakes, right? So what is my interaction? I am talking about ocean convergence. The heavier ocean plate subducts. Wherever it subducts, I get subduction zone where depth is more, and the area where depth is more is referred as my trench. And the subducting plate, it goes inside and melts, and molten material rises and erupts over the surface, and when this eruption reaches above the water, we get series of islands known as volcanic island arcs. Now if I want to show you these examples, what are the things you are getting? Ocean convergence, you are getting volcanic island arc, you are getting trenches, you are getting earthquakes, you may get volcanic eruption. Not you may, you are getting volcanic eruptions also. Now if I want to show you properly, do you remember I was talking about this region when I talked about ocean convergence? See, ocean convergence. See, ocean. These are oceanic plate who was converging against each other, right? See, ocean. So what should I get whenever I have ocean convergence? I should get series of islands, right? Can you see the entire area from Japan to Indonesia to Philippines? The entire area is full of series of islands. So is that clear? What is the reason for formations of thousands of islands in these areas? Apart from that, what will you get? Can I say you will get trench here? All these areas will be, can you see these deep lines? These deep lines are trenches. These areas are very much famous for trenches. Then can I say these areas are very much famous for volcanic eruptions? These are the areas with active volcanoes. These are the areas with active volcanoes. Can I say these are the areas with very strong earthquakes? Definitely yes. I hope you guys know that Japan area is very much important for earthquake. These areas are also very much important for tsunamis. Yes or no? These areas are very much important for tsunamis. Why? Because these are the areas where you get underwater earthquake. So when you get underwater earthquake, that can lead to tsunamis. Clear? Vivek, the convergence create archipelago. Yes, it is ocean convergence, not all the convergence. Okay, Vivek, we have three types of convergence we are discussing: ocean continent, and continent convergence. So this one, whenever ocean convergence we are experiencing, then we will get as a this one, that is we can call it as volcanic island arc. Okay. Yes, basically it is considered extinct because there is relatively less active interaction at present. Basically it is considered, but yes, that area is highly active, so we can say it can be dormant also, it can erupt in future also, but at present generally no activity is seen, so we are classifying it as extinct. Okay, sure. Moving further from here, this is island arc. So what are the products of my ocean convergence? The products are volcanic island arc, the products are trenches, earthquakes and volcanism. So we have discussed the first interaction, ocean convergence. Let us move into the next type of interaction, that is ocean continent convergence. Now see, it's very simple. Oceanic plate is heavier, continental plate is lighter. One oceanic plate and the continental plate is colliding. So definitely heavier oceanic plate will tend to subduct. You can see here the heavier oceanic plate is subducting. And do you remember, whenever we get subduction, there is an area where depth is more, and that will be our trench. So you are getting a deep trench here. Apart from that, now can you see this is a lighter plate? Do you remember I mentioned continental plates are lighter? The thing is like this. This is a heavy plate, this is a lighter plate. The heavier plate is pushing against the lighter plate and the heavier plate is moving downwards. Apart from that, can I say when this compression or this downward movement takes place, can I say this particular interaction will result into huge amount of friction, and this huge amount of friction, can I say it can lead to, I can say, folding of this plate, because this is compression. We have already talked about folding. Two landmasses compress very intensely, there is a tendency to get folded up. So this plate, as it is moving downwards, there is a tendency that this will get folded up. So two things simultaneously going on here. The heavier plate is subducting beneath here, beneath the lighter plate. The lighter plate is getting simultaneously deformed also, and that deformation is referred as folding. So if I want to talk about it very clearly, can you see oceanic plate subducting? I am getting fold mountains here. I am getting volcanic eruptions along the fold mountains here. I am getting trench formation here. And as it is a subduction zone, there is a huge amount of friction. So this friction can build up energy that can lead to some strong jerks, which can be, I can say, as earthquakes. Are you understanding that? Yes. तो फिर एक्सटिंक्ट वोल्केनो के नीचे में प्लेट सबडक्ट होना बंद हो जाते हैं. Yes, generally when we talk about extinct volcano, there is no much activity. But please remember, we are talking about this region. Okay, we are talking about this region. These regions are highly complicated because there are some minor plates also present here. That is, my Philippines plate is there, Fiji plate is there, Eurasian plate is there here, and this area, it is my Pacific plate. So there is huge number of interactions. Maybe the area where the Fiji plate was forming there, Fuji volcanic eruptions was happening there, at below there is relatively less amount of interaction at present. That is why we have considered it is extinct. But yes, as I said, this area is highly complicated. This can get activated and you can have volcanic activity. All along these areas, actually, we have active volcanoes and earthquakes. Okay. Now let me talk about which area I am talking about. When I talk about ocean continent convergence, can you please see here very clearly? I am talking about this region. Wait, see, I am talking about this region. Can you see it is ocean, North Pacific plate, and this is North American plate, which is continent. Can you see here ocean continent? Can you see here ocean continent, and can you see here ocean continent? So we are talking about these regions. When I talk about ocean continent convergence. And whenever I talked about ocean continent convergence, what did I say? I am getting trench, I am getting fold mountain, I am getting volcanic eruption, I am getting earthquake. So can I say these areas continuously I should get fold mountains, earthquake, volcanism, everything here? Let us see, am I getting that or not? Am I getting it or not? Okay. So yes, let me show you the map. This is my ocean continent convergence. I am getting fold mountain, volcanic eruptions, trenches and earthquake. So let's see the location. See, This is my North America, physical map of North America, and this is my physical map of South America. Can you see entire western side of North America? You are getting series of mountains here. And can you see entire western side of South America? You are getting series of mountains here. So can I say it is justified? Can I say it is justified? Definitely yes, Vivek, there is example. One we consider is with respect to India only, that is we can say Narcondam in India, we consider it as a extinct volcano. Even Mount Kilimanjaro is considered as an extinct volcano. Okay, so North America and South America, can you see on the western side you are having series of mountains. Similarly, do you remember I talked about one more region, that is this area. I talked about this area also where convergence is taking place. So if convergence is taking place, can I say I should get mountain there also? Can you see here you are getting series of mountains here also. So you are getting Atlas mountain here. So all these areas are mountainous. All these areas are mountainous. Is that clear? So we have discussed the island formations here. We have discussed the reason for fold mountains here. We have discussed the formations of fold mountains and volcanic eruptions here. This is my ocean continent convergence. I hope you are getting these concepts very well. So what are the products of ocean continent convergence? I will be getting fold mountain, trenches, earthquake and volcanism, and we have seen it with the examples. Clear? Now I hope you guys have heard about something known as Pacific Ring of Fire. What is Pacific Ring of Fire? See, we have just talked about this section of Pacific Ocean. Do you remember? And we said that here is the area where I am experiencing ocean convergence. Ocean convergence. Right? And we talked about this area just now where we talked about ocean continent convergence. Ocean continent convergence. And please remember, we have clearly mentioned that wherever ocean convergences are there, we are getting earthquake, we are getting volcanism, we are getting island arcs, right? Wherever we are having ocean continent convergence, we are getting fold mountain, we are getting volcanic eruptions, and we are getting earthquakes and trenches. Both the case we are getting trenches. Can you see on the map itself? It is marked. All these blue lines you can see: Kuril Trench, Japan Trench, right? Mariana Trench, Tonga Trench, Java Trench, here Aleutian Trench, Middle American Trench, also referred as Guatemala Trench, Peru Chile Trench. You can see trench all along. That is proved. Second thing, I am talking about volcanic eruption. That means on the western side of Pacific, I have active volcanism. Why? Because it is ocean convergence. On the eastern side of Pacific, I have volcanic eruption. Why? Because of ocean continent convergence. So can you see entire circum-Pacific belt, that is side of Pacific areas, you have active volcanic eruption zone. That is why this area is referred as Pacific Ring of Fire. You are experiencing continuous volcanism at the margins of the Pacific Ocean. That is the reason here. Is that clear? Shall I move with the next interaction? We are done with the two very important interaction. One is ocean convergence. Second is ocean continent convergence. Next convergence is relatively very simple. It is continent convergence. We have talked about that both are lighter plates. Both are lighter plates, and can you see when both the lighter plates are colliding with each other, they will collide and simply get folded up. There will not be any subduction. You can see nothing is going inside. There will not be any subduction. They will result into folding of the land masses, and this is referred as fold mountains. And when two plates are colliding against each other, pushing against each other, can I say there will be huge amount of friction here, and this friction will result into jerks and they can be strong earthquakes. So you can link it with only two things. Ram Kumar, very good evening, very good evening. Okay, so when these two land masses are colliding against each other, we get earthquakes and fold mountains. And which are the best examples of this interaction I can take? Can you see here? This above India, this is continent landmass. Below India, that is Indian landmass. Both are continents. So this area, that is Himalayas, where we have, this is the area where continent convergence. Can I say this is the reason why Himalayas are prone to very strong earthquakes but no volcanic eruptions? No volcanic eruptions. Why? Because it is continent convergence. While if you talk about these mountains, that is your Rockies, if you talk about these mountains, that is Andes, those areas have volcanic eruptions along with earthquake also. Alright, so this is my continent. These are my various interactions. So what are the convergence I have dealt with in this class? I talked about first thing ocean convergence, and because of this ocean convergence, what did we get? We got series of volcanic islands in these areas. We got huge numbers of trenches in these areas. We got huge I can say earthquake prone area here. We got again I can say strong tsunami prone area, these areas. Next, I talked about ocean continent convergence here and here. So we got fold mountains of the continent. We get trenches inside the oceans. We got strong earthquakes and strong volcanisms in these areas. Third, I talked about this belt, that is above India, where we have only fold mountain on the earthquake formation. There is no volcanic eruptions. So these are the three interactions we have covered in today's class. I hope these interactions helped you in understanding various concepts of or formation of landforms. So yes, we took this area today, that is convergence boundary interaction, and within convergence boundary interactions I have taken three types: ocean convergence, ocean continent convergence, and the continent convergence. So I hope this much is clear. So if you have any doubts, you can ask, else I can stop the class here. So those who are newcomers here, first time attending this class, my suggestion will be, before this class you can watch my other classes in this series. I have taken around 4 or 5 another lectures before this, which covered some very important areas, like I will just show you here, because to understand plate tectonics you require these prior connections. So what are these connections required? I will just show you here. See, we started our class with continental drift theory. We covered convectional current theory. We covered geomagnetism and paleomagnetism. We have already covered seafloor mapping and the seafloor spreading theory. Then we have covered mapping of earthquake and volcanism. Then we have covered plate tectonics. And I have started plate tectonics in the last class, and in the last class I have covered two interactions, which was, I can say, divergence and transform, and in today's class I have taken the convergence boundary interactions. So you can see in that order, because this is the order in which the tectonics have been developed. So if you go in that order, your concepts will be crystal clear. So this is all about the plate tectonics from my side. If you have any doubts, you can keep posting in the comment sections. I will be replying it. So we have discussed about the formation of these fold mountains here, here and here. We have talked about the formation of island arc formations. We have talked about the formation of trenches, tsunamis, earthquakes, all these things. So that is all from my side here with respect to plate tectonics. So yes, before I wind up, so please remember, let's make this announcement. From February 12th, Unacademy, we are coming up with some new batch courses. For 2022, complete 1-year course, and for 2023, complete 2 years course. So this is recently launching on 12th. So all these subscriptions related issues, you can just do one thing. While you subscribe, in the referral column, you can just type Dinesh RT10, my referral code, to avail 10% discount. And if you guys are attending my classes regularly, today on Unacademy platform at 8 PM, I am doing a free special class. Okay, it's a 1-hour live class, which is freely you can attend. To attend that classes, you can use this unlock code. As it is a free class, you need to apply an unlock code for that. So Dinesh RT10, if you can apply there, this free class will be accessible to you. And today's class is on Indian drainage. That is, I am talking about the basics of Indian rivers. So today's topic is this. I am going live at 8 PM on Unacademy platform. So you all are welcome to attend this live classes at 8 PM. You can use the referral code Dinesh RT10 to join the class. So see you there. And yes, remember the last announcement on this month, 14th and 28th, the Unacademy Combat is there. You can register and participate to get amazing prizes and consider it as a practice for your examination. So that is all from my side. So let me stop here. See you with some exciting class on the next day. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe and bye-bye.